everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to my eBay warehouse. I'm standing in the studio, new and improved. I want to go over everything that I did to it, a tour of how it's set up, mistakes I made along the way. We got some things to ship out, we got some things to talk about, so stick around and I'll break it down. All right, everyone, first of all, I just want to thank everyone for coming back and returning to watch my videos. And I appreciate all the comments, some of the nice things that people have reached out and said to me over the past couple days. The process of making this ceiling took a while. I think it took me about 25 to 30 hours in total. First, I had to remove the old plywood and the old lighting. I had to run new wiring for the lights and the speaker wire because I ended up putting speakers in all four corners. I ended up putting new insulation in, putting the plywood back up so that the pallet board would have something to evenly adhere to. I had to take apart each pallet individually. I had tools to do this, so it would have been a lot harder if I just had to use a hammer. At the end of the day, it was still a long task of taking all these apart. I had to take all the nails out, had to hammer them out, and then pry them out the other side. I had to do this for about 30 pallets in total. And then one by one, I had to nail each of them up. They were all different sizes, different widths. Some of them were warped. I wanted to minimize on the amount of gaps that I had. But it was honestly just impossible to eliminate every single gap because of the differences in size. And some of these were older, some of them were newer, so they had shrunk or warped over time. And then whenever I was finally finished, I had to bore out all the holes for the wiring and mount all the new LED lighting into place. All in all, would I do this again? I think so. It was a lot of work, like I said, 25, 30 hours, but at the end of the day, I love it. I love the way it looks. Nothing really compared to it. They had paneling and they had a lot of like fake wood, like vinyl type stuff that really just wouldn't have looked as good. And honestly, it smells great in here. Some of them were pine, some of them were cedar. There's a lot of different light smells in here and it's really nice. It's a very natural smell. All these were actually heat treated pallets, and you can see right here on this one, I can't really. There's an HT that stands for heat treated. And I much prefer these boards to have been heat treated than chemically treated. If you like the way that this looks and you're considering getting and installing a pallet board ceiling, this room is about 18 feet by 18 feet. Yeah, you might save some money, and you will save a lot of money. Obviously, pallet boards you can get for free a lot of different places. And if not, I think most places sell them for like $5 or $10. So at the end of the day, you're not gonna spend as much as you would with other options. I personally wouldn't do this any different because this is exactly what I wanted. I knew what the pallet board looks like with the offset of different colors and textures. I love the way it looks. I would recommend it, but like I said, it is a lot of work. At the end of the day, you really have to ask yourself, how much is your time worth? Which brings me to my next point. I have been so busy taking the time to finish this. Once I got started, I just didn't want to quit. I was getting so motivated. I loved the way it looked, and I was like, I gotta finish this. And at the beginning of the project, I actually took a whole day off so that I could get a jump start into the weekend on getting this done. I did not anticipate it taking this long, but so in the process of getting all this done, I actually have not listed a thing since about a week or so ago, since the last video I posted actually. I have not listed anything. Every time that I make a mistake on eBay, I own up to it immediately, and I do anything that I can, and I've even refunded the people's money and had them keep the item without sending it back to me. Honestly, most of the time that's what I do. If it's genuinely something that I made a mistake on. And I don't have really that many issues, but I really care about the customer's experience because a lot of times people have negative opinions about eBay, and I really don't want those people, kind of spreading that. Because as we know as sellers, eBay usually takes the side of the buyer now. Probably a good thing overall, but kind of sucks for us whenever someone does scam us. One thing I also did is I decided to mount some shelves on the wall, and I did so using board that I put a Shoshugi bond on that is burning the wood with a torch. Just charge the surface of it and it creates a good seal actually. I did this with my beehives that I had a couple years back, and I love the way it looked. I ended up putting a clear coat on top of it, and it has a nice little shine to it. I'm very happy putting these boards up. I love being able to display some of the items that I have for sale on eBay and some of my own personal collectibles, and I love the way that this wood ended up turning out. Okay, you've already seen this in the background of my rambling, but I'm gonna take you on a little tour of the room really quick so you can see everything and how I have things set up. I think it's a lot more efficient now. I used to kind of have things spread out and I had it organized, but it's honestly so much better now. I have things consolidated. I have some of the boxes that I don't use very often out into the warehouse space, and some of the ones that I use more often readily available. I reorganized where I had everything place so that I'll be more strategically able to grab it. Here's on the left side, I have all of my boxes that I buy regularly. On this side, I have some of the miscellaneous boxes that I collect from Amazon shipments, and then whenever some people are throwing out boxes, they always give them to me. So it's just some of the smaller boxes that I have, and then I have some of the larger awkwardly shaped boxes down here, padded mailers. Here's some of my Ziplocs for putting smaller bundles of things in, and of course I've got my clear poly bags right here. So you got the poly mailers, a bunch of different sizes of those. And then I have these little sleeves with the white backer board. I slide one of those in there and then put magazines. Those are made for magazines, and these are made for little small paperback books. I have my packing paper, and then I've got some of the bubble wrap. This is the larger, I think 24-inch wide. I've got other bubble wrap over there. But my plan is to mount the smaller, like 12-inch wide typical bubble wrap up here for easy access whenever I'm shipping. And yeah, it's all right here now. For the most part, this is the vast majority of the things that I use. My bench, I built that 3 or 4 years ago, and it has really served its purpose very well. Here is a display case that has a bunch of different Star Wars collectibles and random other collectibles that I have. I don't think anything in here is listed. This is kind of my own stuff, and then a couple things that just aren't listed yet. Moving over here to this rack, I got some more Star Wars stuff, got all the helmets, got my Indiana Jones costume, my Han Solo costume. For the past 3 years, I've actually had Halloween parties here at the warehouse, and those were 2 of the costumes that I wore. Got a TV here just for testing things, and of course I got a bunch of stuff. I think about half of this stuff is listed, and then other stuff I need to list. Got the mini TVs right here, got the Funko Pops of The Office, seen that show 7 times. Let me know in the comments if you beat that. Got a VCR, got a couple video games, systems that I'm selling, got this turntable, cassette combo that I'm gonna end up fixing and selling. All right, and then we come to the hot dog stand. That's right, hot dog stand. It's like a store display, it was all around. It has a lot of different shelves, and it's just really nice. I really wonder how much this thing was new. I ended up getting it whenever I bought out my buddy Barry, I bought out some of the inventory that he had with his flea market that he used to have. And yeah, this was in the back. All right, and then we got this Oakley display case, and I bought 2 of these just the other day for $300. These things are really cool. This is solid aluminum. The other one is out in the shop. I need to work on that. It's got a lot of rust on it. It's a display case. It's a lot bigger. It's black. And it actually has lights built in. This doesn't have lights built in. I had a place for it. I'll probably put them in there. I got the Mario, got the 007 GoldenEye, Capcom, Street Fighter 2 promo cards, sealed set of promo cards. And then I got the Lisa Frank beeper case, some graded cards, some Pokemon, some Wrestlers. Yeah, I'm super glad that I bought these. I'll show you all the other one later. So it came with matching keys for both, and these things, these slide out. Underneath Bruce here, we got a 1940s floor lamp. I love this thing. This thing is super cool. It's kind of weird how it turns on. So you turn that on, and then you can turn these on, but it comes on like 2, 1, 3, and off. So if you want to turn all of them on, you have to go boom, 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 boom. Seems like a lot of work, but it's actually kind of cool. I've never seen anything turn on like that. I have it listed on Marketplace for, I can't remember how much. I got this at the same flea market buy I was talking about for that. And yeah, it's 1940s. It had a listing when he was trying to sell it for $195. I think I have it listed for about $120 on Facebook, but I'm fine with it not selling for a while because I think this thing's super cool. It's got that old steampunk bulbs. Those are pretty cool. Got the Papa San chair. And then I got the pachinko machine. This is like a small little mini game that would be in bars and like smaller like gambling places in Japan. And they have these little balls, and it's actually electronic. I haven't done any work to it, but it needs a power supply. I know that for sure. I probably will eventually do it, but it's pretty cool looking. These actually go for a decent amount, but I like it for myself, honestly. I have a lot of stuff like that. I think a lot of us resellers are actually hoarders. Hoarding for profit, I guess you'd call it. This is listed on eBay. This is a really nice, like agate, like quartz crystal lamp, and it is from the Ritz-Carlton hotels. I have this thing listed for about $250. There's none like it. There's some a little bit similar that sold like a couple years ago, but I've had this thing listed for like over a year, and I'm fine with that because like I said, it's one of those things that's just so cool looking. I'm fine with it just sitting here. Got the Roomba to keep everything clean, got a nice fan, and here is my momentum board. This is where I just keep everything documented so that I can know how many sales, how many listings I have. It's for the month of December, month of January. And then I have every single day down here, and then I'll total them up, put them in there, and we'll see how much I made in total from month to month. I have not been keeping up with this because I've really obviously just been focusing on getting a lot of this done. So I had a drafting table here that was really good for taking pictures of things of all different sizes, but honestly, a lot of times it was just too big and unnecessary. It stuck out like almost double the amount of that space it stuck out. And I never really used the full potential for it because I haven't done clothing in a while. It would be perfect because it adjusts. I'll show it to y'all in a little bit, but it'd be perfect for clothing and flat lay, bigger items. But for now, this is going to be my new listing area. I have more boards like this. I just gotta interlock them and put them in here and then put the lights in here. And this is gonna be like my listing area, and it's actually perfect height for me. So I have stuff everywhere because I've been working and organizing in here. But this is my temporary setup for taking photos. Of course, like I said, I didn't use it, but this was the idea. I was gonna be using this while I worked on the studio, and I love that background for some of this vintage stuff. So I might actually be keeping this right here instead of putting it into the other room that I'm gonna be working on. And if I really need to, I can move these lights back, and then that adjusts down, and then I can have a flat lay for taking pictures of clothing and whatnot. What do y'all think? Here's the other Oakley display case. I have the glass shelves over there. But yeah, this thing is really cool. He gave me brand new locks that match the other one, but this one I had to actually drill out. You see the rust, and then it's rusted underneath. That's the little light switch. My plan is, like I said, built-in lights, and then that lights up. My plan is to cut and put a piece of stainless steel right here, and then maybe paint it black, and then put a big Star Wars decal on there. And then of course I got to repaint it, and then maybe putting a Star Wars Imperial logo on the side of it. I think that'd look pretty cool. And then I'm going to mount my Lego Millennium Falcon up here. Here's some of the other Star Wars collectibles that I have. There's that Star Wars Lego UCS Ultimate Collector Series Millennium Falcon. At one time it was the biggest Lego set that had ever been made. All right, that's enough fooling around. I got to pull some of these orders. I've still got so much to clean up from working on this room. But for now, let's get to the orders. Bin 2E sold a video game. So PS2 game, Scooby-Doo, The Night of 100 Frights. I got that at a yard sale for $2 and sold it for $19.99 free shipping. All right, next up in bin 3C, I sold a pair of Joy-Con straps for a Nintendo Switch. It's actually not those. It's not the black set. It had two sets. One was black, and then the other one was, I believe it was, there we go. It's like a teal and a lime green. And those sold for $14.99 free shipping. I used to have a Nintendo Switch, and that's why I had these. Ended up selling that Switch and then forgot about these. All right, I sold a watch that I never actually got working. It's a smartwatch. It's one of those fitness smartwatches. So it didn't have a touch screen, but that is in bin 3B. And there's that watch. So I sold it for $14.99. I did not have the charger. I just sold it as is, never tested. And I sold it for $14.99, free shipping. So yeah, easy to ship. Got this in a storage unit I think I paid $20 for. All right, what's next? In bin 2V, I sold a set of shorts that I got from the buy I talked about last time from my buddy that was getting out of the Air Force. $39.99, free shipping. I actually got an offer for these the day that I sold them. It was like Saturday or Sunday. Got an offer for them for $19 free shipping. I definitely declined that. I denied it. They sent me an offer back a couple hours later for $20. Like that was gonna make a difference. Anyway, and then I ended up selling it, I think like an hour later. $39.99, free shipping. One of the last things I listed I actually just sold. It's a DVD. It's Peter and Paul. It's got Anthony Hopkins in it. I'd never heard of it. It's a Christian story. Here we go. Peter and Paul. Sold that for $9.99 free shipping. Oh man, I should have looked. Also in 3E, sold a set of Scrabble pieces. That was only $7.99. This is probably one of the cheapest things that I've listed. It was just, I mean, I just saw it. I couldn't not list it. It's so easy, and literally I listed that like about the same time as I listed the. Actually, it was the same time that I listed the DVD, and you know, obviously it's sold. I mean, I'm probably only making a couple bucks off of this. It's pretty easy, and someone's getting some extra Scrabble pieces. Let's see, what's next? Okay, I sold a small piece of photography equipment. It's in bin C. I had a bunch of this stuff. I got it out of a storage unit that I only paid about 40 bucks for, I think. And just like most of the storage units that I've got, I have long since made money back on, so I really can't even consider that there's any money in this now. I mean, I bought that storage unit like 2 years ago. There's this little thing. I sold that for $11.99, free shipping. Okay, this sucks. I hate when this happens. I sold something and I can't find it. It's 2 DVDs, 2 anime DVDs. I sold them for $19.99 free shipping, but I did not put an SKU. I did not put a location for where they would be. Man, this sucks. I look back and seen when I listed it, and I tried to find the DVDs within the same bins, or bins very close to it, to the same time frame that I was listing things. And I still couldn't find them, so I'm gonna have to go through every single bin. I'm gonna find them. I listed them literally 2 or 3 weeks ago. I remember them, I just don't remember exactly which bin, but I think it's these sets of like 8 bins over here. So yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and look through every single one of these until I find it. Okay, I actually found these in 3B, which I'd already been here to pick up that watch. But they were inside of this box, underneath those VHS tapes. I had them in there because I really didn't want any of the VHS tapes getting cracked. So, yeah, that was at the bottom of that. Man, I could have overlooked that too. If I would have, I almost didn't look in this box. But if I would have overlooked that, I probably would have never found them, and then I would have found them later and felt like an idiot. But yeah, 3B, $19.99 free shipping. I think we've all made this mistake. Kind of sucks. It only happens every once in a while though, so it didn't take me too much time. You saw how fast I was going. Okay, on to the car parts. I got a carburetor choke pull-off. Rack 3, box 12, VC 460, right there. Sold that for $14.99, free shipping. Man, these car parts. All right, back here to rack 1 of the car parts. A hydraulic filter, rack 1, box 1. So we got box 1 down here. Should be a Wix 51570. Wix 570. There we go. Sold that for $19.99 and the buyer paid shipping. All right, so sold an air filter, and that is on B31, so that's that one up in the corner. So let me quickly perform some OSHA violations, and I'm gonna get that one down. And yes, I own a ladder. That's more fun. Sold that for $17.99, shipping on top. Okay, so it's time to check out. So look around here. Okay, so I had to come back in here and drop some of that stuff off because I forget how big these are, and there's a lot of 7 of these pretty good size oil filters. So I gotta take the cart back and pick those up and then check out again. Okay, lot of 7 LFP 911, and that is an A21. Man, this one's got a lot on it. All right, so this is gonna be a big, heavy box. That's the filter, and of course there are 7 of them. So we'll load those up into the cart, and then we'll go check out again. And there you have it, guys. There's everything I sold today for a total of $307. I'm curious to see how much this is going to be. They paid for shipping on top, but it was only like $10, $15. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get to boxing these up and slapping some labels on them. Okay, so everything's packed up. That was a total of $80 taken away from that $307. So I still made $227 profit. I miscalculated the size of that a little bit, and then I was like 1 or 2 pounds off of that. That is going FedEx, so it's going to be a lot cheaper. I think it was like $17 or $18, and I think they paid $15 for shipping. But in total, it was a $79.99 sale. plus the shipping, so I'm really not upset about it. This one has a lot of tape. Decided that because it was about 20 pounds, I wanted to tape it up a little bit more. I started going, and then I realized I was putting too much tape on, but Dad always threatened to kick me out of the house if I was a quitter. So I kept going, and then I ended up filling the vast majority of the surface area of this box. I am pretty sure that it is not coming open. Yeah, so pretty good sales day. Okay guys, that's a wrap for everything that I had planned today. Thank y'all for sticking around and checking out what I got going on. I promised a tip, and I got one. These right here, I think I bought them about 4 years ago. This is it's like bread ties, little wire wrapped with like rubber. It's pretty much just like bread ties. Like I said, I bought this 4 years ago. I've used it consistently. It's really nice for like wrapping up wire, and you don't have to buy rubber bands. You don't have to worry about rubber bands, you know, getting that like dry rot where they kind of break. I love these. I mean, like I said, I have 2 of them, and I've not had to buy them again, and I have so much more left. Pull it through, get to the length you want, put it right through here. Snaps it off, and then yeah, you got a little twist tie. See, I think those were like 12 bucks for both of them. Really simple investment, and it has paid off. I have definitely wrapped hundreds of wires with that roll, so cannot complain about that. Thank y'all for watching. I got a really exciting video coming next week of a bundle of things, vintage collectible things I bought for only $2 for the whole lot, thinking that it was a bunch of a cheaper item that I could still potentially make some money on. I haven't listed any of them. I wanted to make a video on it. So if you grew up in the 80s or you really like vintage items, tune into the video next week, and I will show you a really cool lot of things that I purchased for only $2. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. If you're not subscribed to my channel, stop it. Get some help. Like and subscribe. Ring that bell.